Hello everybody, welcome to class number 2. This is the table that we are going to work on, but before we start doing anything, I want you to look at pivot tables, right? I will just show you here. So the main goal of this class is to click on each week and make all the pivot tables change accordingly to each week. See, here we have week 15 to week 16 of 2022. And as we click on each week, the tables change accordingly. And this is the first step that we have to do in order to create the dashboard. And if you haven't seen the dashboard yet, I strongly recommend you to go to class number 1 and watch it again, where you will see the introduction of the course and actually see the dashboard, right? So the finished product, that's not a product, the finished dashboard that we are working on. So the first thing, right, the first step in order to create these pivot tables is actually to create a table where we are going to get all the data from. And as you can see, this table here has a few formulas, right, that we will be using. So we need to calculate everything, and then we will be able to create the pivot tables. And how are we going to do that? So imagine that this table that you are looking at was already created by somebody. So imagine that a person got a piece of paper with all this information, right? So there was, I'm pretty sure that you have seen a timesheet docket, right? So it pretty much has the name of the person, the days of the week, and the hours that this person worked. So for example, Nathan worked 8 hours every single day from Monday to Friday. So it was in a piece of paper with the date. So somebody got this paper, came here and put all the information there, right? So now it's your job to make this data, right, this ugly data, becomes as beautiful as this one here. If you do not know how to do that, no worries, you're gonna learn it now. If you already know, just do it while I'm showing you how to do. So you will actually refresh your knowledge, right? So first thing that we need is to know the total hours that everybody worked. And to do this is really simple. We just need to sum everybody. So after this, you just double click and that's done. Really simple. Secondly, we need to get the rate, right? The money that every single employee is getting out of the work. And how do we do that? If you go to the database, we already have all the rates that each employee earns accordingly to experience or I don't know, maybe knowledge, or also if they are laborers, carpenters, steel fixers, or whatever. It doesn't really matter for the exercise. What matters here is how much that person earns and how we are going to bring that value to this data sheet. And it's really simple. We will use a VLOOKUP formula, right? So what do we want here? The lookup value. And which value are we looking at? Which value are we looking for? We are looking for this value on C3, which in this case is Nathan. And which table are we looking this value at? We are looking this at this table that I am selecting. Right? And what I want you to do now is I want you to press F4. Don't press F4. You can come here and press F4. Sometimes it doesn't work when I am recording. So I want you to put this symbol of money within the letters, right? Then the table is not going to change. if you're not recording anything, you can only press F4 and it will be done automatically. Okay, now on this table here, which value are we looking for? Number 1 or number 2? Number 1 is the name. Number 2 is the rate, which is exactly what we want. So what we want here, what we want from this column, we want number 2, item number 2, which is the rate of each employee. So what this column is actually doing is this formula is looking for Nathan, okay, and the value that we are going to get back from the formula is number 65. Number 65 is the rate that Nathan is earning. And then we will write it false. I want you to choose false because it will give you the right value, not approximate. Okay? And that's done. This is the first formula that we are going to use. And then we just need to change it to money. That's it. Now you double click and everything is done. Look at this. Simple, easy, and that's it. Now we want to know how much we are going to pay for each employee, which will be the employee payment and also a cost for the company. Okay, so I want you to write it as product, equal product of the employee rate times the hours. Okay, so this is, we will change it to money. This is really simple. So the payment or the cost, right, will be the product between K4 and K3 and J3, right? So let's do it again. It's gonna be the product between K3, comma, J3. Then we will have the total cost or the payment. Then we already have the payment of everybody. And what I want you to look at is this. See, these two numbers here, they are pretty much zero because these two people, they did not work on this week, which is okay. We will leave it there for now. The site was already done by somebody, right? So we don't actually need to do anything here, but I want you to change it. I want you to change something here, just, in order for you to learn something new. I want you to come to data, got it, data, and then I want you to go to, where is this? Data validation. Then in data validation, I want you to click on data validation, right? So once you click on it, I want you to click on list. Okay, now I want you to get the table from the database. So on the database, in this database, you can select all the construction sites that we have, and then you press enter. So now, if you come back and look at this, you already have all the construction sites here, and then you can just click on which one it was or it is. In this case, somebody has already done this, okay? But if you are making this table or this dashboard for the company that you work for, or for you to, have a control of anything that you want, I strongly recommend you to use this as a tool. And I want you to select everything, and I want you to paste the formula. Oh, sorry, no, I don't. So if I just copy and paste, everything is going to be changed. So we don't want to change anything here. I actually want you to leave like that. If I paste only Yeah, no, so forget it. I don't want you to change anything. I just want you to know that there is the possibility of using the data validation, right, to create a list under the main header. Okay, we will probably not use it here now, but I want you to keep it besides, right? So you can use it later. If you did not understand, it's really simple. You come to data validation again. You select list on this table, and then you select the table that you want the data to look at. And then you just press enter and OK. Then the data will be here, right? So if we, for example, just copy and paste it here, I'll just give you an example. Sorry, I will delete this. I will give you an example with a new employee, for example. So let's say that I will leave it here. Let's say that on the, I just want to make it really clear. Let's say that on week number 25, Joseph worked, I don't know, let's just, say 8 hours every single day. So the total was the sum of everything. The rate is actually this formula here that we can just copy and paste. The total is the product that we can also copy and paste. And then here, if we want to insert a new person, right? If you are doing this job, you can just click on South Sierra, for example, or Parkview, for example, and you can choose which job the person was working. Okay. That's it. So that's the data validation formula that I wanted you to understand. But not right now, what we are going to do, once we understood this, I want you to insert the site rate. And this is going to be really simple. I only want you to use the VLOOKUP formula, okay? So the VLOOKUP formula, we have already worked with this formula, and it's nothing else than lookup value, which here is again going to be Nathan, right? I will do with, I'm gonna do with any four, N4, so we don't use Nathan again. So it's going to be equal VLOOKUP. Now I want you to choose C4, which is Peter, comma, table array. I want you to look at the database, right? And this is the table now. This is the site rate table. This is the site rate table. And on this table, I want you to fix it. So you use the money symbol to fix it. And then the table is not gonna change. And now again, which value do we want? Do we want this formula to give us the result? To give us as a result, Carton or $100, Chadstone or $110, Kensington or $105, Parkview or $90. I guess you understood. We want the table to give us the money part, and the money part is on number 2. So if you just, let's get back to this. Because if you did not understand how we did this on previously, I want you to understand this now, okay? So it's going to be VLOOKUP. Then we choose the value that we want, which here is C4. In this case, C4 is Peter. and Peter is one employee. So we are actually looking for an employee value. We want this formula to return something related to the employee, right? So where do we want to look at? We want to look at this table here, site rates, and I want you to press F4, or you can do it manually. I'm doing it manually because for some reason when I am recording I can't use F4, and I still don't know why, but I will find out. So then comma, and now which value do we want this table to return? Column H or column I? We want column I, which is column number 2. Column H is column number 1. Column I is column number 2. So we want number 2, which is column I. And the value that I want you to write is false, because once you use false, we are gonna have the exact value, not approximate. Then you press enter, and then we have a mistake. Why? So we want Nathan database H21 true false, NA Peter. Oh, did I choose this table? I'm pretty sure I did I? Which is HNI. So that's wrong, right? So the value, let's press F2. So press F2, and the value that we actually want is the site rate. And the site rate, the site name is not on C4. If you look at it, it's actually on M4. So I want the table to look at M4, which is carton, and then we can fix it here. We can just lock it. I want you to lock it using the money symbol to false. See, now that's correct. If we go to database carton, we are charging $100, right? So this is the rates, site and rates. Now it's correct. So I want you to copy this and paste the formula here, and I want you to double click on the formula so all the values will be there. And I want you to change this for money. See, really simple. Now that's good to do it, when I'm recording, because then if something goes wrong, we fix it right now, right? And now the site claim, I want you to write money here, and the site claim will be only the product between the site rate and the hours worked, right? So we are charging $100 an hour times 40 hours. So we are actually going to charge $4,000 for this person, right? For the work done by this person. And then I want you to double click and change it to money. So this is the cost. This is what we are paying for the person, for the employee, for the worker. And this is what we are actually claiming. So I want you to do a simple maths. So what we are claiming minus what we are actually paying to the employee will be the profit, right? And then you just change it to money, and that's it. Our table is ready. So we have a little bit of profit over everybody. And now I want you to do a little bit of work on this table. So if you select the first line and you press Shift, Ctrl and down, you will select the whole table. And then I want you to click on All Borders, and then only on outside borders, and also on this first line. Okay, so our table is almost ready. What I want you to do now is I want you to click anywhere on the table, and I want you to format this as a table. So choose one that you like. I will pick the first one. So see what it says. It says, where is the data for your table? The data is on this table that it's been selected. And my table has headers, okay, which is right. So this is the header of our table. And then we will click on OK. No. Okay, so now our table is pretty much done. See? Here on table name, I want you to write data entry, which is the data that somebody did the work. Okay, now our table is pretty much done. Our table is good to go. When I say good to go is, no, actually, I want you to select the whole table again. Then you go to home, and then I want you to choose, I don't know, let's say Montserrat. I don't really know how to pronounce this name, but I guess it's Montserrat. And yeah, let's leave it like this. I like this font. I like this letter. See, one more thing that we can do to make our table even better is here. I want you to write Monday, Tuesday in a short name. I don't want it to be big. Friday, Saturday. Now I want you to just double click on everything. You could also select everything, but it's okay. Total hours. I want you to come to just wrap text, and then I want you to do a little bit of work here just to make it a little bit better. Here we can also wrap text and leave a little shorter. Also wrap text, leave it a little shorter. Site name, site rate. Save it. Site claim. Site rate we actually don't need to. It's okay. Profit. Here on profit, I just want you to write money, to insert the symbol of money there. Okay. So now our table is ready. Now that this table is good to go, we can create our pivot tables and our slicer. However, I didn't know that this class was going to be that long. We have been here for 23 minutes. So what I'm gonna do, I will finish this lesson here, and we are gonna go to lesson number 3 on my next video. Okay, so on the next video, class number 3, we will be creating all these pivot tables and also the slicer. Okay, I really hope you liked this class, and if you did, I will just ask you before we finish, I'm gonna ask you to hit the like button and share this content with friends of yours who you might think that is gonna be happy with this information. Okay, I am really glad to see you here, and I hope to see you on my next video. I'm gonna be waiting for you there. See ya.